What if I told you the gap from where you're at compared to where you want to be is not your circumstances, it's actually your beliefs? The money, the love, the health, the peace, everything you desire already exists for you. The question is, do you believe you can receive it? Stick around because I'm going to share a little bit about how I went from just feeling exhausted, honestly, in everywhere, like relationships, feeling not good enough, and then now earning an income online and helping other moms. And it's more about the emotional, it's the mindset, it's the belief. And that is what I love about the legacy builder, about digital marketing, and just having accountability and coaching and moms knowing you are not alone. We get to do this together. So if you're missing community, if you're lacking peace, fulfillment, purpose, passion, all those things, stick around because this might be for you. Because when I look back at who I used to be, the woman who was exhausted, broke, questioning my worth, feeling not good enough, I realized I wasn't broken. I felt like something was wrong with me. I had this scarcity mindset, lack, was focusing on a lot of the things that weren't working well for me, right? I was just believing the wrong story. I believed life had to be hard, right? I believed I had to prove myself to be loved. I believed freedom was for other people. I believed but like the moment I decided to believe something different, my entire life began to shift. Now it hasn't been easy, right? It takes work, it takes intentionality, but that's what I want for you. I really want to share my story to inspire people to know, first of all, you're not alone. Second of all, there's people here to help you. I think we're so afraid we feel like we have to do everything alone. We have to work harder. I've talked about that in the last couple of videos. So today is Halloween, right? As I'm posting this, 2025. And just imagine, like, I was just looking at my spreadsheet budget, right? Looking at my budget, and I'm like, I feel like we just started 2025. And here it is already the end of October. We have 2 months left in the year. And I know my habits and my patterns. So I was really starting to ask myself and think about, like, okay, usually sometimes from Halloween to Thanksgiving and Christmas, I feel like my health goes downhill. Excuse me, right? Like with Halloween, I eat candy. And then there's Thanksgiving and it's warm and cozy and it gets dark at 5 o'clock. And then there's Christmas and holidays and cookies and baking and going out to dinner and meeting up and drinks and all the fun things. And then it comes to January 1st and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like crap. I wish I didn't do this. I should have done that. Like I'm beating myself up on the daily. And I get to January 1st and it's like, here we go again. It's January 1st. My goals are make more money, be healthier, right? Eat less sugar, and really show up better in relationships, as a mom, as a partner, as a daughter, as a friend, love people well. Because I feel like the energy you put out when you love, when you give, that's what you get back. So just think for a moment with me how different your life could be January 1st or come Christmas if you were to do something different today, if you're to break those habits and patterns. We didn't learn, like we really are abundant and powerful, but we learned scarcity and lack. And that's okay. You can pivot, you can change your patterns, you can do that at any point. So belief is the foundation for every transformation. If you believe you can't, you won't. And I've seen this time and time again. If you believe it's possible, even before you see it, doors start to open. And my kids laugh at me. I forget what I was talking to my son about the other day, but I was like, if you believe it, why don't you? Oh, it was getting into a certain college. He has a number 1 school. And I said, just imagine yourself walking on campus every day. Imagine yourself waking up in the dorm room. Imagine yourself getting that letter. And he thinks it's phony, whatever. It's fine. I believe he's listening. I believe our kids are listening, but it's true. If you have this fear that you're not going to get there, you're not going to make it, you're going to do this, it's going to come true. Our thoughts are so powerful. There are books and podcasts and all kinds of things on that, which I have delved into for the past 10 years or more, right? The world doesn't change first. You do, right? I talked about this in another video. We wait for When we have money in the bank, then we'll be happy. When I find a certain relationship, then I'll be happy and full of joy. When I get to a certain weight, then I'll be healthy. It's like, no, you have to really ask yourself, who do you want to be in all those circumstances and in those categories, right? And show up as that person and believe it is possible, right? When the energy shifts, opportunities find you. Relationships heal. Relationships come into your life. They go. Sometimes we're sad if a relationship leaves. That's because you're upgrading. I firmly believe you're upgrading. We have people in our lives for a season. It's time for the next. And peace becomes your new normal, right? That's how God works. He meets you at the level of your belief. If you think, oh, I don't have more money, I need, you're going to be stuck in that. God's going to be like, okay, she doesn't need it. She's going to be stuck in that I need instead of I'm abundant, right? I had to stop learning. I had to learn to stop asking, right? When will things change? And start asking, who am I becoming and who do I need to be to get there? And really showing up as that person, right? At work, if I want to be a better person, how do I show up to write that email, to make that call, to do that presentation? That's who you show up as, right? Your identity creates your reality and your beliefs dictate that, right? When you believe you are chosen, you are worthy, you're capable, you start walking in that. You truly just put your shoulders back and you just start walking, right? They call it like the superwoman pose, right? You start walking in, I am powerful, I am abundant, I am here to do what God created me to do. I have a purpose. And for me, I am being obedient to that purpose because I feel like God gave me a gift and He gave me the desire to want to help people get from that lack and that stress and that overwhelm and anxiety to a sense of really peace and their most healthiest version of themselves, the best version of themselves, financially, health wise, and in relationships, right? It's all related. So when you believe you're chosen and you're worthy and you're capable, you start walking in that and you make different decisions. You attract higher energy, right? Imagine you walk into a room and you're just down and like, oh, the weather sucks and it's getting colder and it's getting darker, right? Do you think you're attracting somebody that's number one, healthy, likes to go outside for a walk and hike in the winter, likes to, right, like have their own business and earn an income and go to the gym? No, probably not, right? It really is about who you are and how you show up in your life on the daily. That's when you start receiving everything you've been praying for, when you start acting as that person. And it's not about perfection, right? It's about partnership and aligning your belief with God's promise. He's put those desires in your heart, those visions in your heart for a reason. If you want to travel with your kids or with your family, if you have a certain home you're desiring, for a while it was a beach house, maybe a lake house, maybe a farmette, whatever that looks like to you. Maybe it's a certain job and or a certain relationship. I talked about this a couple days ago. I had to get crystal clear on who I wanted and what I wanted in a relationship and really say no to everything else. So today I want you to write this declaration, right? I am ready to believe bigger. I am ready to receive more. Say it out loud every morning this week because the more you repeat truth, the faster your old story loses power, right? So this wraps up our 5-day belief series. And I want to tell you straight from my heart, you're not behind, you're not broken, you're not alone. I don't like to use the word normal, but sometimes it gives us a sense of peace just to know that you're not alone. You're not going through life alone and different. I'm in menopause or like perimenopause. It's like you feel like you're the only person that has the brain fog and gaining the weight and like trying to eat better. And it's like you're not alone. And community is so important, right? Especially when you're building a business, when you're just doing life, especially for me, Christian women. Right? Praying together, lifting each other up, encouraging each other. So that's what I love to do in school, SKOOL, if you've not heard of it. You can find me there. Believing Big is my community. You can also go to believeindailypay.com. That's the website I have where I help moms make an income online. because I believe we are not meant to live in lack. We're not meant to live paycheck to paycheck, to be at a 9 to 5 every day and missing time with our kids, especially in a job that's not fulfilling. There's a time, there's a place, but I believe God has more for us. So if that rings true, if that you want more of that, I pray that you, number one, just pray about it. I am not the salesperson. I'm not going to push anything on you. My belief is you will follow your heart, but it takes some time to do that, right? Sometimes we still are afraid to take that leap, even though we know God has put it on our heart. How many times has God told you to do something and you're like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about that yet. I have to research some more. I had a friend reach out to me. She said, I feel like God really put this on my heart to join you and to do this business because like I have fear it might be a pyramid scheme. And it's like, I understand that. And that's okay. It's good to research and to pray about it, but God will provide. God will provide. And research, like, what is a pyramid scheme? It's okay to ask questions, right? Like in my business, we earn 100% profit, right? 100% profit. So the person, like, if I bring somebody in, she can make more than I do. So it's definitely not about that. But I love that we have to just be real and true and raw about how we feel and just show up and maybe ask for accountability and ask for prayer. So I just pray this gets in the hands of whoever it's meant for, right? I'm just so blessed, honestly, so blessed to share my heart, to share my story. And I just pray this inspires somebody, right? I love connecting with other moms that feel like they are made for more. I'm just a mom on a mission for more love, more joy, more peace, more finances, more adventure, more memories, more purpose, more passion, more fulfillment, all those things. So again, this wraps up the 5-day series. I'm so grateful for you to watch. And you've just been playing small, right? We've been playing small, and today that ends. If you're ready to go deeper, right, into rewiring your mindset and walking in faith and freedom and financial flow, I just want to invite you to my Believe 8-week course, right? And join me in my community on school. We take everything we've talked about and we put it into action. You'll learn how to rebuild your belief system around money, relationships, health, purpose, so you can finally step into the life God designed for you. Okay? So go to believeindailypay.com or comment below. I'm ready to believe. Let's start this next chapter together, because when you believe differently, you receive differently. And I have seen and heard and watched so many women praying on their knees for something different and trying all these things and grasping in the next shiny object. And I just want you to know you're already abundant and powerful. And I just want to help you in this journey. So thanks for watching, and God bless.